Hello, welcome back. I know the state of the world isn't the best and media and news outlets only cover the worst of people because that's what gets clicks, but I recently found some comfort in a new sort of meme/art style. I'm not really sure what to call this, but you guys should check out this person called Scarik on Instagram. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, but here's some of their work. This reminds me of absurdism. That phrase was used when I was showing many of my friends these images. For those of you that are not familiar with the term, absurdism is essentially knowing that life has absolutely no meaning and still trying to find your own meaning. One of my smarter friends...
What did you call me?
The smartest friend I have directed the imagery towards the writing of Albert Camus, who defined the absurd as the futility of a search for meaning in an incomprehensible universe, devoid of God or meaning. Thanks, Albert. Camus was not a philosopher, or at least he didn't consider himself to be one. According to the Stanford Encyclopedia, he, quote, describes himself as an artist and not a philosopher because I think according to words and not according to ideas.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
The story of Sisyphus is incredibly prevalent within this philosophy, with the act of pushing the rock uphill being a stand-in for humanity's habit to find meaning or purpose, when none really exists in the first place. The answer we find usually comes tumbling back down to reset our turmoil once again. With many looking into this absurd idea of meaningless existence, I think it's easy to get caught in the question of what's the point anymore, and why is Albert seemingly promoting suicide? Camus rejects all religious, scientific, and basically all man-made answers. For if you shouted into the universe, you'd be greeted by silence. If existence has no meaning, then the question doesn't become what's the meaning of life, but rather what's the meaning of your life. I find a strange freedom in this meaningless existence. There aren't any expectations, predetermined paths, or criteria that I have to fulfill or follow before I eventually end. The opportunity to look ahead and say anything can happen is both exciting and terrifying. Yes, the unknown is scary, but that's also living, making new friends, forging new relationships, and maybe even losing parts of yourself. I don't consider myself an authority at all on this topic, nor do I think I'm even qualified to talk about it in the first place, but I am a person with a computer and some time. The launch of Forever Winter is right around the corner, and there's a lot of hype surrounding it. Well deserved, might I add, as well. I'd wager many of you seeing this video right now have probably already seen Rilo's coverage on the topic. If you haven't, I cannot recommend you enough to check it out for yourself, as he makes a lot of good points and conveys a similar message of absurdity, where you gotta find your own meaning in a meaningless world.
Like a scav bringing a dying European trooper a pack of smokes, just because the world is on fire doesn't mean that you need to be a jerk about it.
Going deeper into Forever Winter, this war has raged on for centuries. The meaning of this conflict has started to contort and change into different meanings and interpretations. As Rilo states, humanity has turned towards these living vessels of war as sort of symbols and worship of hope. It's incredibly human to try and find meaning in a life that's so daunting. This is why we see these sparks of humanity in this gruesome battlefield. I'm just trying to point out the absurdity of war, how people live and die in battles for reasons that are pointless. A specific section from the myth of Sisyphus outlines what I'm trying to say perfectly. On the other hand, I see many people die because they judge that life is not worth living. I see others, paradoxically, getting killed for the ideas or illusions that give them a reason for living. What is called a reason for living is also an excellent reason for dying. Enjoy the journey and not the destination. That's what it pretty much boils down to.
Whatever happens, happens.
In today's age of artificial intelligence threatening the creativity of humanity, I'm personally so sick of copycat works and AAA studios pumping out the same game year after year for a classic cash grab. Titles like Forever Winter inspire me and get me excited for what we have to come. Other topics that K-Mus talks about are things like imagining Sisyphus happy, or finding meaning in the struggle and daily life. If you'd like to do more research for yourself or read into Forever Winter, there's links below that are provided. And of course, I'll be providing the links that'll take you to Rylo's YouTube channel and of course, Scaric's Instagram. Sorry again for not pronouncing that correctly. So as we all gear up to play Forever Winter, I would like to remind everyone that the devs were nice enough to give us early access. We should enjoy the struggle and journey that has been given. They did not have to drop Forever Winter this early, but they were kind enough to. As we have done before in so many other popular titles, let's all grit our teeth and smile as we work in a dangerous environment for little to no financial gain. If you're still here and would like to support, please feel free to like and subscribe so you don't miss the newest video. And as always, my name is Kevin, and I like to talk about things that I find interesting. Thank you.